Thank you very much. It was a very interesting talk, the previous one, kind of the human aspect or human-like aspect of AI and how consumer businesses leverage AI in retail and others. This talk is about enterprise knowledge and knowledge work and how AI can help and what is the future of AI in assisting us, being our colleague in knowledge-intensive businesses and industries. So, you all know AI operates with data. It needs some information, it needs some sort of context to be able to do its job. In the previous talk, there was a lot of intimacy, customer intimacy data, that what you have been shopping, things like that. So that data has to come from somewhere. In an enterprise context, we know that there is explicit data, explicit information, explicit knowledge written down somewhere, but a lot of it is also hidden, and that's like the mission of knowledge managers to make sure that the information with people is actually transferred somehow to computer-readable format. The other fact is that majority of the data that enterprises have is not structured. It is a small portion. I think somebody said 80% of data is unstructured. So that is a little bit of a challenge for the AI to be able to operate well, because the information is just text. It's human text. And that's why the emergence of generative AI and large language models has been such a big deal, because now we can finally unlock the information and the knowledge in the unstructured data. So when we go into enterprise context, the reality today is that around 60% of processes, business processes, they are document operated, document centric, which means that again, they are buried, they are hidden inside those documents that people are working on. So people are working on documents. That's where like security compliance is captured by document permissions, for example. That's where you are capturing the knowledge. You are transferring the knowledge from your head into a document. You might have an internal wiki or some other system, but still it is the place where you work. So that's the challenge for the AI. Why it's a challenge? Because currently document processes are very much people-driven. They are manual processes. Document itself is usually a dummy thing. It's just a placeholder where you put stuff. But people understand more about the document. People know where this document is supposed to be placed, or what should be the permission model, or who else needs to know about this document. That is a problem, because again, there's even more than just what is this particular document. What is the context of this document? If this is a status report of a project, should I care that it's off track? Is it an important project? Does the document know that it's important? The answer is of course not. So that is, again, another challenge for AI to be able to help you, because the data is buried in the documents. The documents don't know who they are, and they certainly don't know about the context around them. So now, businesses are growing, coming every year. Every time somebody makes a big mistake, there's a new law trying to prevent that mistake. So it's not getting easier, it's getting more complex. You are kind of having more and more business processes in your work. You are having more and more documents, millions of documents, hundreds of millions of documents, lots of systems. So if you are operating all your document processes manually with people, it doesn't scale, it doesn't keep up with the growth of the business and the expectations of how businesses should grow. And this is the opportunity for the AI. Can we automate those document-centric processes so that we can unlock the knowledge and information in those documents? And the answer is yes, we can. There are studies that leading companies who are doing it, who are able to make it happen, are able to make decisions faster, are able to adapt to changing business conditions faster, are able to increase the productivity of their teams with AI-powered solutions. Two separate studies were concluding that leading companies can achieve up to two times higher growth rates and up to 5 times better AI outcomes if you do this right. So how do you do it right? What to do? What are the foundations, the foundational elements in an enterprise context you need to have success with AI? The first thing is about the context. I was a little bit leading up to the context point with the previous one. So the data itself, the knowledge itself, the document itself, the wiki article itself, that's not enough. AI needs to also understand the purpose and the connection of that document, of that piece of information to other things. Also the automation piece. So I would not want to rely on my data security, on my compliance to people only. If you are working hard, you have complex processes, you have deadlines, you might forget things. You might misremember that how was this type of document supposed to be protected, or you might actually do the opposite. You might protect it too much so that other people can't see it and the AI can't see it and the AI can't help other people with the information that you put together. Finally, there's this term in IT. I will explain those terms later, but we want to turn rot into art. And once that's done, then your AI foundation is in place. So let's look at each of these a little. When we talk about context, there are probably more than 3 elements, but I want to talk about 3 elements. The first is the user. Just like in the retail examples over there, we need to understand, or AI needs to understand, who is the person who is doing something, with whom I'm interacting, what's their history, what's their goal, what are they trying to do. The second thing is the process. What exactly are we doing right now? Am I drafting a contract? Is it a commercial proposal? Is it just some meeting memo? What exactly am I doing? And then finally, it's the content itself. So we have to understand the context of this particular document, what processes it is related to. Is there some other related content that AI should look for when evaluating this piece of content? The second part is the document process automation. So on the left-hand side, you can see an example process. It's from the consulting world. You heard that I have a consulting history, so I know this world really well. And unfortunately, you have lots of people who are talented and highly paid, and they do lots of stupid decisions manually. Like, what is the name of this file? Where should I put it? What are the permissions? And that's not value adding, it's a burden. You are actually trying to pour your brains into the document to please your customer or give them outcomes, but instead you are forced to make these kind of mundane decisions all the time and figuring out different IT systems, and that's not great. We'd rather automate all of that in a way that you can focus on the actual work, and the IT systems and the AI in the background is kind of freeing you to do the business that you are best at. We call that knowledge work automation, automating document-centric or content-centric processes. So now you have make sure that you have context, and you have made sure that your IT systems kind of help you with putting the context, capturing the context, and making sure that the data is organized for AI. Then, like without those things, your enterprise repositories might have duplicates. It might have redundant content, obsolete content. For example, this particular contract is not relevant anymore because we have like 2 versions that are newer. So this is outdated, this is old history. So why would I keep this in my repository for the AI to kind of misunderstand something? Or you have documents that are very similar. Maybe they are proposals for different customers. They are very similar, but AI doesn't understand the difference because there is not that context. If you are curating your data, if you are capturing context, then your AI is able to produce you accurate results, relevant results in context, and trusted results. So these are the foundations. So what's next? We have everything in place. What's going to happen? We have now seen in just a handful of years how generative AI and large language models have been progressing. So first we got those chatbots that are answering based on the training data they have been given to. Then we were able to implement solutions that ground the answers on enterprise data. Great, now I can get answers based on the data I have. Then we implemented actions, so ability to the AI to interact with your other IT systems, getting access to APIs. Now we have agents who are kind of working on the background on behalf of you. And finally, we have this orchestration, like agents talking to each other and so on. This is how AI capabilities have already evolved. What is happening next is then the usage evolution. So this is very familiar. You are a person, you are talking to a chat bot and getting some assistance, maybe even getting it to do some tasks. To me at least, this is already reality. I'm commanding a set of agents. So this one is doing some online research for me. This is doing something else for me. I go back and check how they are doing every once in a while. So I'm leading a team of agents. So the next part is getting interesting when we have a bunch of people like myself working with agents, and then we actually have to start collaborating together. And that's that's probably not solved yet, but that's the next technology solution we have to solve. And it comes down to the context. So when you have people and AIs collaborating together, how do we make sure that the process context and the context of what we are doing is all the time passed to the next person or the next thing? And what about knowledge? What if there's a very cool piece of conclusion that the people and the AIs have now done? Where do we put it? What does it look like? Where is the store of all the collaboration, what has been happening? And hopefully it looks something like this. So you have your enterprise context, you have your IT systems, you have your content, you have your collaboration tools, and you have your agents. And everybody, people are interacting with that like enterprise knowledge base. Then you have your agents interacting with that knowledge base. At every point, both people and AI agents are working together collaboratively, consuming content and producing content in a way that it's kind of scalable when new people come in and new AIs come in. This is the future. It's not there yet, but maybe a couple of years and we are there. In conclusion, AI relies on high quality data to be able to produce good results. We cannot rely on ourselves to always organize things nicely. We have to automate that piece. If you do that, you are getting up to 2 times better business results. And the next phase in the AI as the future of work is the world where people and agents both consume and produce data for your organization's benefit. Thank you.